welcome. In a world that feels like it's just getting faster and faster every single day, we're going to slow things down and explore a pretty timeless idea. It's about building a place of absolute stability, not out there in the world, but deep inside yourself. So let's get started. Let's begin building the architecture of you.
And this quote, wow, it just gets right to the heart of it, doesn't it? I mean, think about it. Everything external can change in a flash, but the home you build inside your own mind, that is yours, forever. So the real question, the one we're here to answer, is how to make sure you build it on solid ground.
So first up, we've got to diagnose the problem. Why do so many of us feel, well, so unstable, even when everything on the surface seems to be going okay? It really all comes down to what we're building our lives on.
The source material has this fantastic term for our modern era, rapidification. It's that constant dizzying pace of change. And to cope, we naturally try to anchor ourselves to things outside of us. But here's the catch. When those anchors inevitably slip, we get hit with what's described as soul-level vertigo, just a total gut-wrenching loss of inner balance.
This slide just spells it out so clearly. Look at this. On the left, you've got the shifting sands, right? Your job title, your bank account, what other people think of you. It's all so unstable. But then on the right, you have the bedrock. Resilience, sovereignty, your core self. That is unshakable. So today, we're going to learn how to move our psychological address from that shaky ground on the left to the solid rock on the right.
Okay, so we've seen the problem. Now it's time to get constructive. Let's dig into the ancient tools that can help us build a truly modern fortress of the mind, what the Stoics, thousands of years ago, called an inner citadel.
And the number one tool in our toolkit for this job is something called active imagination. Now, let's be really clear here. This is not just daydreaming. Not at all. It's a focused, deliberate technique for building a permanent psychological structure. It's about opening up a real dialogue between the conscious you and all the deeper parts of your mind.
And this is where it gets really amazing. Just look at the power you have in here. Inside this space that you're building, you make the rules. The laws of physics, social pressure, even time itself. They only apply if you say so. This is your domain. You are in complete and total control.
So, what's the endgame for all this work? Well, it's to achieve what's called internal sovereignty. This is a state where you become the sole, undisputed ruler of your inner world. Your deep self is in charge, not all the chaotic, noisy signals coming from your external senses.
All right, so how do we actually do this? Let's get into the fun part, the practical design phase. We're going to walk through, step by step, how to craft your own personal, permanent psychological sanctuary.
Okay, the very first step is to visualize the setting. Now, I want you to forget about soft, grassy fields or sunny beaches. For the kind of resilience we need today, the sources say we need something solid. So imagine a room, a chamber, carved from a single piece of unbreakable stone, like granite or obsidian, deep, deep underground. See, this isn't a place of escape, it's a fortress of permanence.
It really boils down to these three key steps. It's actually pretty simple. First, you visualize and build that stone chamber in your mind. Second, you find its source of light. And third, you furnish it, but with objects that hold deep, personal meaning for you.
Every element here is chosen for a reason, for its psychological weight. The stone, that's your unshakable nature. The core light, that's your own consciousness, your own awareness, a light that never ever goes out. And those symbolic objects? They're powerful anchors for your identity, tangible reminders of your strengths, your journey, and your victories.
Now, building this sanctuary is one thing, but the real power, the real game changer, comes from actually using it. So let's look at how you can integrate this inner fortress into your daily life. The goal isn't just to visit, it's to start living from this place of strength.
And the way you do this is through something the source material calls the portal technique. It's a simple, but believe me, an incredibly powerful method. It lets you access your sanctuary in just a few seconds, anytime, anywhere. Get this, even in the middle of a chaotic meeting with your eyes wide open.
So when would you use this? Well, imagine you're in one of those really stressful meetings, or a tough conversation with someone. Instead of getting flustered and reacting, you just mentally open a portal. You step inside your stone chamber for just a split second, and you reconnect with your bedrock. It's like an instant reset button for your entire nervous system.
What you're actually doing when you practice this is retraining your brain. It's amazing. Over time, your senses literally learn to listen to your core self instead of being constantly yanked around by all the external chaos. This practice can lead to a state known in ancient yogic traditions as pratyahara, which is just a fancy way of saying a conscious, intentional withdrawal from sensory overload.
And when you do this consistently, it leads to a truly profound shift in your identity. It's about moving from being a passive victim of your circumstances to becoming the active, engaged master of your own mind.
So really, the most crucial point is this. Once you truly know, I mean deep down in your bones, that you have this indestructible fortress waiting for you at all times, well, the noise and the chaos of the outside world, it just loses its power over you. It feels so much less threatening because your core safety is no longer out there, it's in here.
And this right here, this is the ultimate transformation. You stop just reacting to life as it happens to you. You become what the Source calls a sovereign operator, the one in conscious, deliberate control of your own internal system. You're at the helm.
And let's be clear, this isn't about hiding from the world or trying to reject it. This final quote frames it perfectly. This practice isn't an act of renunciation at all. No, it is a powerful act of reclamation. You're taking back ownership of your own mind. You're reclaiming yourself.
So, we'll end with this one question for you to carry with you. Life's surface is always going to shake. There will always be storms. That's a given. The only real question is, when they come, where will you choose to stand? On shifting sand or on solid bedrock?